here to introduce Ana Luisa Teodoro. She was the Girls Nation Senator from New York last year. She is from Richmond in Staten Island. She has been accepted into the Macaulay Honors College Program for the fall of 2014 and will be attending it at the campus of Brooklyn College. And she's going in undecided, but she'll figure out what she wants to do when she's there.
It's all right.
Were you a Fed or a Nat?
I was clearly a Nat because Nats are the best.
She is a first-degree black belt in Taekwondo. And recently started mixed martial arts. She has been recognized by the New York State government as well as the New York State Archive in her participation in the renaming of Schnee Corner, a project in which her classmate, teacher, and herself worked on to research a family from Staten Island that lost 3 brothers in World War II. And they have a street they grew up on renamed after them. She also won the 2nd place award in an essay writing contest for the Daughters of the American Revolution Association. And she was in marching band, played trombone, and her favorite color is blue. I am now going to introduce Ana Luisa.
I'm Anna. I was Girls State for 2013 last year, and I want to say congratulations to all the girls here because every single one of you deserve your spot here today. So give yourself a round of applause. Okay, so I was invited here not because of my fancy little neon green polo to talk to you guys about Girls Nation. You look here, I'm this little tan girl right over here. That's me. And there's also my other counterpart, Brooke, who was unable to come today. So she wishes you guys the best, and she has a message for you that I'll share at the end. So when I was at Girls State, I came here with the only thought of, I want to go to Nation. Like, I woke up every morning, they're like, oh, what do you want for breakfast? I'm like, to go to Nation. It's like, oh wow, you're making posters? I'm like, yeah, to go to Nation. Little did I know that you couldn't make posters to go to Nation, which, hold on. Yeah, I spent 2 hours making like 100 of these. I wasn't allowed to put any up. That's the problem. So I got to go to Nation, and see that little, I was crying so hard for like 5 hours. And these are the pictures from the day that me and Bro got accepted to go to Nation. One big thing that I want to say about you girls, which I had, first of all, I had a wonderful experience at State. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, my Girls State experience is probably my favorite 5 days of my entire life, even more than Nation. So enjoy your time here, and if you get to go to Nation, even if you do or don't, enjoy your friends, enjoy your time here, because never again will you be able to get this. So, now on to Nation. So, basically what happened is they're like, hey, you're gonna go to DC, and I'm just like, sweet, that's great. I like going places. And they put us on a plane, and they put us to DC, and then we meet friends with the pilot and everything there. It was really fun. They had us go like sit in the cockpit and fly the plane. It was great. So, this is when we first arrived. Basically, it's 2 girls from every state except for Hawaii that come and represent their state at a national level. So it's basically girls' state, but to the max. Everyone's crying, everyone's super excited about politics. It's a wonderful, wonderful time. And you get to visit all these amazing places. So we get to debate upon bills, like how you do here, but you get to pick an issue in which you're really passionate about, and then work with your fellow girls' state counterpart and work on that bill. This is me with my little concentrated face debating about my bill. And me and Brooke wrote a bill on women's suffrage, not suffrage, women's shelters, that was the word. And so me and her were debating upon our bill to get it passed in Congress. We didn't get it passed. We passed 37 bills when we were there. It was a record. And we get these little fancy little cards called placards, where every single time we wanted to debate upon something, we would raise it up. And this went on for, I want to say, 3 hours on end. And the same way you're giving girls, state, counties, communities, we're giving them a nation as well. And these are the girls you're going to be friends with for the entire week. You do everything. You eat. We slept a lot. Well, not really, but you know, our girls think we can sleep and sweat.
She lies.
So then every day we wake up, eat breakfast, and then we get to visit all these amazing places. These are pictures from the Arlington National Cemetery, in which we got to participate in the changing of the guards. This is a very prestigious ceremony. Do you want to slow down? Sorry. Which is a ceremony in which soldiers are switched out to guard the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which is bodies of 3 soldiers from 3 different wars that they don't know who they are. And so the soldiers have promised that these bodies will not go unguarded for the rest of their existence. So they have a prestigious ceremony in which we made this wreath. All the girls put one little poppy flower on the wreath, and we got to put also 1 flower on a grave of a soldier anywhere that we wanted in the cemetery. And then you see up here, this is Nessie Goldberg, one of the 3 living Holocaust survivors in existence of the world. And she came to talk to us about her life. And when I tell you that everybody was crying, I mean there was not a dry eye in the whole entire room. So please, if you ever go to Nation, be so happy for what you have, because it was beautiful to go there. And we had flag raising ceremonies you can see in the corner, which you don't get out of even if you go to Nation or State, which crack of dawn you're giving flags. We were given little pins. Then the girls say you're given pins. Those are my favorite ones. There's a crab and a lobster. I thought there was also a potato pin. They were very nice. Here are pictures from the September 11th memorial. They're very nice. And then also this picture looks really kind of silly because there's a bunch of cards up on the wall. But I'm going to tell you guys a story of what this picture means, because this picture probably represents my entire Girls Nation. So we visited the National War Museum in Washington, D.C., which has all pictures of war from every era, from the current war to World War I, to skirmishes everywhere in the entire United States history. And everybody knows what war is. Fighting nations, fighting people in danger. Everybody knows what the definition of war is, but we, even as civilians, don't, for me personally, don't understand the magnitude of what war actually does. And so when we were there, you see all these pictures of soldiers in combat, civilians in the middle of conflict, and there was this one picture up there. We weren't realized to take pictures in the museum. And it was like about this big. And it was of a soldier. He was lying in a trench, and there were footprints around him, and his fellow soldiers were just walking by him, and he was dead. There was no big gory scene. He didn't have a massive wound on his chest. He had a small cut, like right underneath his neck. And he was simply dead. That was somebody's son. That was someone's brother. That might have been someone's fiance. I don't know who he was. What I do know is that was a man who woke up that morning and went, I might die today, but I am willing to face this death for the people I love at home. And this picture are cards that people, after they walked out of the museum, were able to write what they felt. And Brooke sent me this picture of all the things. And people wrote, oh, God bless America. Oh, bless our troops, all these things. And for me, it's not up here. There was one card, like in the corner over here, that was a blank card. There was nothing written on it. It was just in the corner by itself. And for me, that represented, I sat there and I saw this card and I cried. For 20 minutes straight, no one could console me. Because that blank card represented everything I felt. There were no words for anything that for my week and for my day there. Because as much as Nation is an amazing experience for you, it's not about you. It's about your nation, and it's about the people who go every day and wake up not knowing if they're going to see their families the next day. So, one thing I want to tell you guys about Nation is that it's heavy. That's the only way I can say it. It's a heavy experience. It's weighted a lot. Because it opened my eyes to so many experiences, so many things I never knew. And I'm so grateful for it because of that picture over there. That I'm able to look at a wall of cards and go, thank you. Thank you for this. But now on to happy things. This was our rally day. So hold on, can we just look? I look so miserable in that picture. It's probably my favorite one. So I was campaign city president of the Nationalist Party. Best thing ever, because I love glitter glue and all that fun stuff. And so for the feds, they did Wizard of Oz. That was their thing. We were Harry Potter instead of the School of Instead of Hogwarts, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, we were Natwards, School of Bipartisanship. And so instead of Voldemort and all those people, we had Boys Nation be the bad guys and like come in and dance and stuff. And so this picture for me shows you guys the fun that we have at Nation. Of all the girls getting together, everybody smiling, everybody laughing. Up there's our president jumping out from a table. And honestly, everyone's just happy to be there and happy to have a great time with girls that honestly you get to love. Like I made the best friends there. I'm still texting them now. And then there was Capitol Hill, the president, and all his glory. So we spent 2 days at Capitol Hill. One day in order to visit our prospective state governors and everything, and tour the whole building. But for me, the most wonderful part of Capitol Hill was, oh, not these pictures, even though they're quite well, Boys Nation. I'm gonna be real with you for a second. When I tell you that these boys were hella cute, but regardless of their aesthetic properties and how smart they were, and the fact that they held doors open for me, and one senator from the South went, y'all wait, just cross the street by yourselves. And I was just like, ah. It was a fun time. When you're hanging out with girls that are literally creme de la creme and like super smart, and then you meet boys who aren't kind of dumb. And then I had lunch with one people who were eating lemon sorbet, and we were talking about the drone situation and the war in Iraq over lunch and like pasta. It was a fun time, and you make the best of friends. Like, I made one friend from South Carolina. It was a great time. Plus, they were cute. And then, this is our president. Ready? The one in hijab, her name's Atiya Lateef. She was our female Muslim president. And she was the best girl I ever met in my life. I've never met anybody more deserving of that position. And that's our vice president, Xing Xing Chow. And these girls worked so hard. When I say for a week that they probably didn't sleep because they were so excited to be ratifying bills and all these things, it was a great time. And these is a legislation packet, as you can tell from this little outline. Every girl there comes in with a bill. They wrote a bill, they ratify it, they have all these different things, it has to go through different levels. I'm not going to go into the whole system because it's a surprise, it's fun. And what happens is we got, again, a record of 37 bills passed while I was there, and the president signs every single one of these bills with a different color pen. And this was our president inauguration ceremony. One note, do not miss the president's inauguration ceremony like I did. You will get lost in Capitol Hill like I did. So please keep a watch on you and a map so you don't miss this moment and look at pictures and go, wow, that must have been fun. Because I got lost. And then we met the president! So what happened was, the day that we met the president, is that we woke up bright early at the crack of dawn, and then we were told, okay, all you need to carry is your little neck purse. We were given neck purses. There's no other way to explain it. Was a purse that goes under a neck. That's it. And we were taken like in this backwoods area of Secret Service, and I was just like, oh, where's the White House? And the next thing I know, we were in the White House. And we got to tour the red room, the blue room, and all these colored rooms, and the presidential China room. And then they're like, okay, it's time to meet the president. I'm just like, wow, that's great. And so they brought us into this big fancy room, and we're all sitting there, and then we're all talking, and because we're gonna sing happy birthday because it's his birthday next week. So I'm just like, oh, I wonder where he is. And we look down the hall, and Mr. Obama is just sauntering down. And I'm just like, what? And so he came in. He usually like shakes everybody's hand and gives them a hug. But there was, the whole drone situation in Iraq, so he talked to us. He was he's very tall. Very tall. Didn't realize this. But it was an amazing experience. The fact that, regardless of anyone's opinion of him, it's the president and the leader of the free world. It was a beautiful experience, and I'm so happy. There I am. I'm smiling because I was so excited. And he's a great speaker. And to be in the presence of someone who's literally in charge of your entire nation, and you get to go and do this. You stand there and go, wow, I did this. No one else did. I helped myself, and I got to the point where I am standing in the house of the president, where his dog probably slept in that room at one point. And I did this. So for me, that was one of the defining moments of my nation experience. That little old Anna from Staten Island, New York, was able to stand in front of President Obama and go, hello, Mr. President, how are you? So, these are just some more pictures that I thought would be fun to include, that we have more of like here we have like a ball at the end. We have more of like a fun night where our counselors dress up like the cast of Mamma Mia. And then everybody all cries and gets emotional at the candle lighting ceremony. When I say I cried, I mean my candle was out in 5 seconds because it was that emotional. And so, girls, young women, basically future leaders of the world, because I promise at least one of you will be in government or probably the president. I don't come here today, well, I come because I was invited and I wanted to come back. I come here to tell you guys that my time at Nation is over. I was, emphasis on was, the New York Senator for Girls Nation of 2013. 2 of you here will be the Girls Nation Senators of 2014. And to whoever you 2 ladies are, I congratulate you. Because in this picture, all us girls from different parts of the state who have been to different places. I met one girl from Alaska who went to Germany for 4 months. And I was like, I can't even drive to Jersey by myself. I want to tell you guys that you deserve it, number one. That no matter what obstacles come in your life, every single one of you here deserve where you are, and you are probably one of the smartest, most intelligent, and capable young women ever in the history of everything. And if you go to Nation, I want to tell you guys that no matter what, remember where you come from. Because it's very easy to get swept up and feel, I know for me personally, I felt a little bit insignificant surrounded by all these really, really great girls. Like, I met one girl who started a campaign in her village in Africa where she was born to send Christmas presents every Christmas. And I was like, what do I have? I can't even drive to Jersey. So remember who you are. Remember that you are enough. That you are strong and you are important. And that no matter what you have to offer, whether it be how big, how little, it is amazing. And every single one of you are amazing. And to end this thing off, here's my email. Any one of you wanted, anybody's going to Nation, oh, hold on, my sister wanted me to play this. Is it gonna play? God bless, it's one of America's, she was really excited to do this. But anybody who wants to contact me, can contact me, whether you have any questions about Nation, state, college, or like recipes on cake. Anybody can email me. So that's my presentation. I have one more thing to tell you guys. It's going to be very quick. And the song. Oh, jeez. There we go. So, one quick thing. My counterpart, Brooke, wasn't able to come today. But she has a program that she founded called P.S. I Love You Day.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody's heard of it, I'm going to make it really quick, really short. Her father committed suicide when she was very young. And so she started a campaign called P.S. I Love You Day on February 14th of every year to remind people that no matter what you're going through, you are loved. By any person, any way, any shape, you are loved very, very much. And so she started something, if anybody has a pen, write this down, you can email her at p.s.iloveyouday@gmail.com. Again, you can email me, a_Tudara. I'll go back to it if anybody wants to get it. There it is. You can email me again. And basically, if you want to get this program started up at your school, you can do it. It's basically just a day, everybody wears purple, and just more of a suicide prevention and awareness program, and a day just to show everybody that you love each other. So you can contact her about that if you want to get started up in your school, or contact me. And congratulations to every one of you, because you deserve it. Thank you.